go into Utah, Salt Lake City, Utah, and win 101-92, the second night of a back-to-back, and they go out there and they find a way. Never, and I mean never, doubt the heart of a champion. Never, ever. You know why? Because in a game like tonight, the Raptors had every opportunity, every excuse to lose this game. Let's go through them all. Number 1, elevation. Number 2, back-to-back. Number 3, no Gasol, no Van Vliet. Number 4, you lose Norman Powell, the NBA Eastern Conference Player of the Week, a minute and a half into the damn game. So everything is just not going the Raptors' way. Not long after that, because OG fell on top of him, and we're like, oh God, no. Not long after that, OG leaves the game, and we're hoping to God it's just a contact issue, and he'll be fine and back. He does eventually come back, thank goodness, but to that point, you have nothing going for you. And I don't know if there was my 1 of 5, but some of the back-to-back as well. And the game you played last night in that starters heavy minutes. And the Raptors went out there tonight. And they played an incredible basketball game. Every time the Utah Jazz put a run together, the Raptors were right there to stop it. They were knocking down their wide open shots. Their defensive intensity was remarkable. You hold them to 92 points. And I got to give a huge ton of credit to the big man, Mafuzi's chef, Serge Ibaka. Not only did he perform incredible offensively, right? He had 27 points, 13 rebounds on 9 of 17 shooting. That is incredible. But not only did he do that, he held the big guy, Rudy Gobert, one of the best rim protectors in basketball, one of the best rebounders in basketball. Coming into the game, Gobert averaged 15 points a game and just a shade under 14 rebounds a game. Today, Rudy Gobert in 32 minutes before him and OG got ejected, and we'll get to that later. He had 6 points and 4 rebounds. Ibaka and company just completely took him right out of the game. Did not allow him to do a damn thing. Except shoot free throws. Yeah, he was 4 of 6, but whoop-de-doo. He had 6 points. Only it was the 4 that he did from the free throw line, and then the 2 where he kind of ripped Ibaka off him, which, as you heard Leo Routins in the post game, said that there should have been a flagrant there. We're not going to get into that kind of stuff because there's lots of things to talk about. But that was the thing that happened, and he gets the dunk on that. That was it offensively for Gobert, plus only 4 rebounds. The Raptors and Serge Ibaka did a remarkable job on Rudy Gobert, who was a huge integral part to that team. Now let's get to the numbers here real quickly. All right, let's go quarter by quarter. In the first, the Raptors doing a good job offensively. Even though they figure out they're shorthanded, they find a way to be +5 after one quarter, 27-22. We go to the second quarter, again, kind of hovering around that, both teams getting their offensive way, and 30-29 in favor of the Raptors in the second quarter. You're up by 6 at halftime. And we're thinking, all right, we're back into this. And then in the third quarter, they make their big run, and they take the lead, and we're like, oh, no, this ain't good. But then the Raptors go on like a 13-4 run and get the lead back. They end up going 19-19 in the third quarter. Both teams playing really good defensively or just not making shots. And the Raptors are still up by 6 after 3 quarters of play. And in the fourth, they make some really big plays happen. They actually tie the game. Raptors were up by 10 at one point. They go on a crazy run, tie the game, and then the biggest shot of the night. Clock winding down, Ibaka gets it back to Kyle Lowry beyond the arc. He's got Conley all over him, kind of gives him a little nudge to give him some space, and then steps back at the buzzer, deep, and I'm saying way deep for Kyle Lowry, and he drains the shot. Actually, I don't think it was tight. I think it was like a 2-point game for the Raptors. But that made it a 2-possession game, a 5-point game. And yeah, you can say how there were still 4 minutes left or whatever, or 3 minutes left, whatever. That right there was the dagger, the big shot that just kind of gut-wrenched them. And that's exactly what Kyle Lowry did today. You can also talk about OG Anunoby blocking. Rudy Gobert's coming chugging down the lane with the ball, and OG just goes up there and swats it away like it's nothing. OG Anunoby is some type of guy, man. Look, he didn't do a lot offensively today. Where is he here? 7-5 on 3 of 6 shooting, but he was 50%, so I'm not going to complain. Plus, he gave you ridiculously good defense. Now let's get to some shenanigans. Why don't we do that? Because that's the fun stuff people want to hear about. Late in this game, OG trying to run up the floor. Gobert grabs him. And OG's kind of like shrugs him off, but kind of gives him a little elbow. And OG ends up getting away and gets farther up the floor. What does Rudy Gobert decide to do? I'm going to go right at him and try and body check him with my elbow. So he goes in there, ready to go straight at him and kind of goes boom to try and get body position. And then OG's like, nah, big fella. I don't care if you got size on me. I don't like that. And OG gets in his face, and I got to give credit to the guy who's usually the one trying to throw punches, Serge Ibaka, who grabs OG right away and pulls him away. I mean, it doesn't really mean anything because both guys get ejected. And it's funny because Rudy Gobert, after that's like, what? What did I get ejected for? Oh, I don't know. Maybe trying to run a guy over and throw your elbow at him? OG was running at the floor and kind of gave you a little shot. You ran straight at him. You probably got about 30 pounds on him and trying to fly around. I'm not. It's hilarious how he didn't understand it. And it was great because he's gone. He was already useless in the game. And the Raptors prevail. I'm going to say a couple things here real quick before we get into some numbers. I want to give Nick Nurse a boatload of credit. Not for the play of Patrick McCaw, because we already know what's going on there, so I'm kind of just living with it at this point. I got to give credit to Nick Nurse for putting in Matt Thomas there in the final, minute or so. Because when OG got ejected, you had choices to make. And his choice was to put out Matt Thomas right there. And when they had a chance, when they actually got the steal and looked to make a big shot to make it a one-possession game, Jordan Clarkson missed a 3, Lowry bats it out, and who grabs that big one-handed rebound in front of Joe Ingles? Ingles, whatever the heck his name is. Matt Thomas. You gotta give Nick Nurse credit. You gotta give Matty Ice the credit. That guy was awesome tonight. I don't care if his stat line maybe doesn't suggest that he played really well. Where is he, Matt Thomas? 9 points, 3 boards in 12 minutes, 4 of 7 shooting. I mean, look, he just looked good out there. He was all over the floor, which is what you like to see from him to kind of get him loose offensively. And I didn't think he was bad defensively as well. Plus, a big-time rebound late in this game. This team came together as a unit. No Fred VanVleet, no Marc Gasol. You lose Norman Powell in the first minute and a half of the game. On the road in Utah, and you find a way to win 101-92. You hold the Jazz to 92 points. Rudy Gobert becomes a liability. And where are the other numbers? Look, other than Joe Ingles, he was good. He had 20. You hold Mitchell to 4 of 16 from the field, 11 points. You hold Mike Conley, 4 of 12, 13 points. And Bogdanovich, a guy who has been incredible for them, averaging 20 a night, you hold him to, hold on a second here, 2 of 8 and 5 measly points. Again, no Gasol, no Fred VanVleet, and no Norman Powell for almost the entirety of this game. And you not only hold those guys basically to being useless, you find a way to win by 9. Now, I'd say more or less 5. The last 4 were kind of just free throws because they fouled and need to get to the line. But what a game from the Toronto Raptors. And you hold a team like that to under 40% shooting. It was like 39% from the field. We shoot 43% from the field. 36% from 3 for us. They were 37% from 3. Free throw line, the Raptors were real good there, other than Kyle Lowry missing 2 in a row on the same attempt. But other than those 2 misses, They didn't miss it the rest of the way. They were 16-16 from there on out. They were 16-18 for the game. They were 10-14, 71%. And this is where the Raptors dominated. And like I said, when you hold Rudy Gobert in check like they did, your rebounding numbers are going to be heavily in favor of your team. The Raptors out-rebounded the Jazz 53-34. That is ridiculous. Plus 19 on the glass on the road. Incredible. And the offensive glass, 13-6. This team dominated. It was incredible to watch. 21 assists to their 23, 9 steals to their 12. They had 4 blocks. We had 2. We actually had 20 turnovers in the game. But it doesn't matter because you won. Points in the paint were 36-34 in favor of Toronto. Second chance points, 14-8 in favor of the Raptors. And in the fast break, were 18-15 in favor of Toronto. They just came out and balled today, guys. Let's get to some numbers here really quickly here. Pascal Siakam, what a game for Spicy P. I think that, it's funny. In the last two games before this one against Utah, he'd been struggling throughout the entirety of those games against Sacramento yesterday and against Golden State in Golden State. He struggled for the entirety of those games except for in the last, 5-6 minutes of the fourth quarter in each game. And then he came out, he balled, he made some big shots, helped propel the Raptors to those 2 victories. Today, he played a complete basketball game. And this type of game is what Pascal's got to do. I think he learned that tonight. Because every time he felt like there was a tough shot, he gave it up to a teammate. Pascal Siakam was 2 assists away from a triple flippin' double. He had 27 points, 11 rebounds, and 8 assists. He shot 9 of 18 from the field, 7 of 7 from the line. He sprinkled in some threes, 2 of 5, which is what you like to see. And he was a plus 20. Couple times he had guys in the paint, and in the post, and instead of trying to back them down and take a tough shot over top of them, he spin around and fades, and he knocked down at least 2 or 3 of those. Maybe it's a little thing he's trying to add to his game. I don't know, but it worked tonight. Big time game for Pascal Siakam. As I said, OG and OB, yes, he got ejected in the game and played 33 minutes, 7 points, 5 boards, and an assist, 3 of 6 shooting, 1 of 3 from 3, a steal and a block. By the way, that 3 that he made was a big time 3 in the fourth quarter. So, yeah, he was only 1 of 3. Yeah, he only had 7 points, but he made it happen today. He had a steal and a block, did OG, was a plus 5 while he was on the floor. Now let's get to the guys who made the giant impact in this game. Obviously, we talk about Serge Ibaka and his giant numbers, 27, 13, and 2 in 37 minutes, 9 of 17 from the field, 4 of 4 from the line, 5 of 7 from 3. He was dominant, and he was a plus 28 on the floor. He just made Rudy Gobert look so stupid out there. He really did. And you saw throughout the rest of the game in the third and fourth quarter how angry Gobert was getting with the calls and the things that weren't going his way. He was just getting really frustrated, and that's what you love to see. You just do. Kyle Lowry, look, this guy's been an absolute baller. Played 43 minutes, but he had 21 points, 5 boards, 7 assists on 7 of 18 shooting, 3 of 5 from the free throw line, 4 of 12 from 3. He had 3 steals in the game, plus 15. And I don't care that he shot under 50% from the field. I don't care that he shot 4 of 12 from 3. Like we said about Pascal, he made the biggest shot of this game. So who cares about the numbers? Big time shot for Kyle Lowry. Obviously, we lost Powell in the first couple minutes. He missed the one shot he took, though, when he did play. And Patrick McCaw played 43 minutes. 2 points, 6 boards on 1 of 5 shooting. He missed all 3 threes. He did have 3 steals in the ball game, and he was a plus 21, hence why I'm not complaining a lot. Hollis-Jefferson, 8 points, 9 boards, and an assist on 3 of 7 shooting, 2 of 2 from the line in 22 minutes of work. Had a steal in the ball game, but he was a minus 13 while he was on the floor, so tough night for Rondé, but you need to throw him out there. You need to use his minutes. And Matt Thomas, as we talked about, had a really good game. I was really impressed with him. And we always talked about seeing him more often. Well, 12 minutes isn't a lot, but when he was out there, he was making an impact. And that's what you want to see from Matt Thomas. Like we said, 9 points, 3 boards on 4 of 7 shooting, 1 of 2 from 3. He had a steal in the ball game and was an even player on the floor. And Terrence Davis and Chris Boucher, guys, look, with Boucher, it's like, with Gasol and Ibaka back, obviously Gasol didn't play today because it was second night of a back-to-back, and don't play till next Saturday, so it just kind of makes sense. You need Boucher to be something, right? And he wasn't very good today. Played 6 minutes, didn't do anything. Zeros across the board, was 0 of 2 shooting, missed both threes. He had a block in the game, and it was a nice block, but him and Terrence Davis both combined for 6 minutes. So not combined. They each had 6 minutes of work, but they were minus 15 each. It's just not good enough. And I'm fine with Nick Nurse sitting guys like that. Patrick McCaw was a plus 20 something. So that's fine. Put him out there then when it's working. When it's not working, switch it up. But it was working today, and he went with it, and he did a great job. This team, the coaching staff, came together tonight, and they got the job done in Utah. An incredible basketball game. Now, like I said, this team doesn't play till next Saturday. I guess not next Saturday, this upcoming Saturday. It's 5 days off. And they welcome in Dwayne Casey and the Detroit Pistons to town on Saturday night. It's a 7:30 tip-off there. All right, the Pistons are a terrible team. They are 1-9 in their last 10. They've lost 4 straight. They just got lost by 12 to the Knicks. They are not a very good basketball team. And the Raptors, I think we all agree, should no doubt win that game. But you think about the way that game is and when that game is, well, we know we're almost 100% certain Marc Gasol will be in that game. Fred VanVleet, we don't know how close he is yet to returning. Looks like Derrick Rose is out. Is he going to be out several weeks? So Derrick Rose won't be in that game either. So Norman Powell, we don't know what the deal is with him. Fred VanVleet, let's see if there's anything here. Nope, sitting versus Jazz, so we don't know what the deal is with Powell. We don't know how, or with Fred VanVleet, maybe him and Ibaka and Gasol might be back in the next one, which would be great. For Norman Powell, if it's anything sort of severe, you keep his rear end on that bench and do not play him. I understand how amazing he is, but you would not need him against Detroit, so you just give him that extra rest. But if he's good, if he's 100%, or it's still a little tweak or whatnot, fine, good to go. But for me, Powell needs to sit and take it easy, because you need that guy come playoff time. All right, so you know what, guys? That is going to do it for this one. If you enjoyed the video and enjoyed the game tonight, because it was awesome, smack that like button to appreciate that. You guys hit that subscribe button if you guys have not already. Comment down below your thoughts on the game, your thoughts on the video, everything towards the Toronto Raptor team. Let me know, guys, in the comments below. Go crazy. Twitter is down below for myself as well. Follow up, send me a DM, do all that great stuff. Also, the Patreon link is down below in the description. If you guys are interested in signing up for that, the link is down below. And I will talk to you guys Leafs edition as they welcome in the Tampa Bay Lightning to town tomorrow night. I think it's 7 or 7:30 puck drop there. 7 o'clock puck drop there at Scotiabank Arena. Vasilevsky and Anderson are the expected goaltenders in that game. Hey, Florida won today. So as I said in that last Leaf video, they played 2 games. They won both. They're 1 point back of the Leafs now with the same amount of games played. The Leafs had their opportunity. They didn't capitalize on it. So they play Tampa tomorrow at 7 at Scotiabank Arena. All right? And as for our Raptors, as we talked about, they don't play until Saturday as they welcome in the Detroit Pistons to Scotiabank Arena. 7:30 tip-off there as the Raps look to win their, would it be their 5th straight game? Looking for win number 5 in a row. Looking for win number 47 on the year, guys. All right, so thank you so much for listening and watching. Hope you guys know the video. Talk to you guys then.